unsurprisingly, I'm back because I feel like drawing My Little Pony designs again. So in between writing fan fiction again and going back to drawing MLP and just having fun, there's been a lot of stuff I've been excited to share, excited, ecstatic, whatever. Very excited to share. So before I even get into it, hi, hello, welcome to this channel. Welcome to the part of this entire thing where I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but it's nice to have you here anyway. Thank you for being here. And today I am going to continue redesigning some MLP characters, and today we have Rarity and Applejack. Now, two of my favorite characters. I feel like when I say this, by the way, I'm saying it for every single one of the main 6 characters and a lot of the characters that I'm going to be drawing moving forward, because I love all of these characters so much for so many different reasons, like at different avenues in my life. Because, MLP went on for literally 7 seasons, and I've continued to kind of rewatch it and dive into it, and it's different things constantly throughout my life, and all of these characters represent something really cool, really distinct, and really different, and I feel like that is what made it so cool. And I've related to these characters, I've fallen in love with these characters on different occasions at different points in my life, and so today I'm going to be redesigning Rarity and Applejack, or technically, as I'm recording this, I already have. It was really fun because I got to kind of really reimagine them as characters. And if you haven't noticed from these first 2 videos, these Applejack and Twidash, these were the 2 ships I used to write fanfiction about all the damn time, okay? I love these 2 ships so much. Truly I do. And I like reinterpreting them in this way because it feels like kind of giving them new life. So we're gonna get started with Rarity. And there's a lot that I like about Rarity as a character, because she, as far as I remember, because again, I'm just doing this. As far as I remember, I feel like, when you first meet Rarity, she comes off as a super duper pompous, super spoiled, super selfish person, quote unquote. But as we kind of move through this entire show, we see her as herself, which sounds so weird, but essentially we see her as herself, as a person who loves what she does to a fault at times, as a person who is really goal-oriented, very assertive when it comes to what she wants to do, which is something that growing up I really related to, because girl, I've been taking art seriously since I was 11, okay? I so related to Rarity's character, and at first she's also iconic, by the way, so iconic. I love that about her, but there's so much about her as a character that eventually developed into something so genuine and so real that I really appreciated about the show and how they handled her character, because a lot of the time shows tend to really lean into that and essentially bully a character in the writing for being the way that they are. And that's what I really appreciated about the show growing up as well, and now more so, that they really gave and made space for so many different characters and so many different personalities to actually work in tandem with each other, which is why it's Friendship is Magic, because it really is magic. It's awesome when you meet lovely, genuine people in whatever form they show up in, truly. And with Rarity, I wanted to kind of emphasize that side of her, of, hey, look, I like to create, right? And I like to craft. I like to fashion design. I like to do this, and I'm so particular, but it's because I'm dedicated to it. I love that part about her. And also, I just really liked drawing her hair. I really like drawing their hair these days. I really did. And for Rarity, it was really cool because I was, just messing around with the sketches and whatnot. And when I was doing her hair, I kind of just was like, I feel like making this a sort of like, I wanted to have flicks and I wanted to have these like curls that kind of fit perfectly and they're in like this bun, but it still looks so nice, which is what the entire point of Rarity's character was. So here's Rarity. And now let's move on to Applejack, AJ. I like AJ a lot. I like Applejack a lot. I think as a kid, I didn't appreciate her character as much as I should have or would have if I understood it more. But I really, as I grew older, really appreciated her character. I think when I say like I grew up with the show, I mean I grew up with the show, these characters, these people that were these role models to me, which I find honestly in a way endearing, especially when I see kids nowadays growing up with stuff like Bluey. I love seeing that because it's nice. And I remember growing up, my mom was very kind of, she has raised me so well, and I'm so grateful for her because she gave me such strong values as a person in general, which essentially was strengthened by My Little Pony in a weird way, which is such a not necessarily weird thing to say because, I talk about it a lot, but media has a really big impact, which is why I'm still, after a week and a half, obsessing over Dan and Phil being real, okay? Like, I have been obsessed. I even made an episode about it that you're gonna see in probably like 2 months, and it's just me drawing fan art and stuff because, of course, I want to draw fan art. I don't know how to describe it, but Dan and Phil, quite literally, have been these people who, very parasocial by the way, I know, but please hear me out when I say I knew when I was having literally the worst day ever, there was going to be a video from Dan and Phil that was going to make me feel better. They make people laugh, they impact people, they have made such a difference by their announcement and all that stuff. I feel, and I talk about it, but back to Applejack and whatnot. So if you aren't aware, by the way, the show has, the elements of harmony. We have magic, loyalty, kindness, honesty, generosity, all that fun stuff. And Applejack is the element of honesty. And what I really loved about her is, I think as a character and as she was written, she really taught me I'm being so honest when I say that, she taught me how to kind of make my point without being, brutal. Because growing up, there was this thing that was always said around me of, hey, I just like being brutally honest, okay? Like, that's it. You don't want to hear it? Fine, leave, whatever. It's just like, no, like, you don't need to be brutal, to be honest. I feel like as I grew up, I started interacting with more people and, experiencing life, of course. I realized, why the hell are you choosing as a person to be brutal when you can actually choose to be kind? Which is another thing, which kind of was strengthened by MLP because that's a lot of the stuff that they taught throughout the show, especially in the early seasons. Like, I literally grew up with this show. I so deeply appreciate it to the point where I have so much to thank the show for, the fandom for, because it has inspired so many things, along with other things, but it has inspired me to do so many things. So, essentially, I first of all, I love these two as characters and together. Hey, still, how many years has it been? It's been a long time, but I still love them together. And here's Applejack, and yes, I feel like I did that in a French accent. That was so weird. I'm sorry. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you again for being here. And yes, stick around, subscribe, do all that stuff, like the video, comment, do all those really cool things, I will appreciate it for life. And yes, I will see you in the next one of these, probably, because I've been obsessed with making these little redesigns. So thank you again, and goodbye.